been hit!
This week we are of course continuing our look into the ships of the Clone Wars. We are officially over halfway done for now, as I'm not doing Season 7 until it comes up in release order. I'm Joey from Radio Free Coruscant, and this is every ship and vehicle in the Clone Wars Season 4. Episode 1, Water War. The first episode opens with a Charger C-70 cruiser and then shows us some Mon Calamari city ships. Later we see Trident-class assault ships, one-man submersible Devilfish submarines, underwater turbo sled pikes, LAATIs, a Venator-class Star Destroyer, a Providence-class dreadnought, and C-9979 landing craft. Episode 2, Gungan Attack. All the ships in Episode 2 are repeats from the first episode. Episode 3, Prisoners. No new ships in Episode 3 either. Episode 4, Shadow Warrior. In Episode 4 we see Hyena droid bombers, an Eta-class shuttle, a Naboo N-1 starfighter, and an S-130 shelter speeder. Later, we also see a Gungan Bongo submarine, several C-9979s, multi-troop transports, armored assault tanks, a Flitnot speeder bike, and a Sheathipede shuttle. Episode 5, Mercy Mission. In this episode, we see an Acclamator-class assault ship, Pelta-class frigates, ARC-170 starfighters, BTLB Y-wings, LAATIs, LAATCs, ATTEs, and ATRTs. Episode 6, Nomad Droids. In addition to several of the ships from the previous episode, we also see a Venator, a Providence, two Munificent-class frigates, Vulture droids, a wrecked Gozanti freighter, and a Weequay pirate ship. Episode 7, Darkness on Umbara. In Episode 7, we see Munificents, Venators, a Providence, ARC-170s, Delta-7B Aethersprite interceptors, Y-Wings, clone Z-95 Headhunter starfighters, and Acclamators in the intro. After the intro, we see LAATs and ATRTs. Later, we also see Umbaran hover tanks and Xenuous 33 Umbaran starfighters. Episode 8, The General. Most of the ships in The General are from the previous episode, but we also see an impeding assault tank and an Umbaran mobile heavy cannon. Episode 9, Plan of Descent. Continuing the Umbara story arc, we see more of the ships from the previous episodes. In addition to these, we also see Munificents, Vulture droids, Providence dreadnoughts, Recusant-class light destroyers, a DH-Omni support vessel, Umbaran support ships, Y-Wings, Z-95s, and droid tri-fighters. Episode 10, Carnage of Krell. We don't see any new ships in Episode 10. Episode 11, Kidnapped. In Episode 11, we see a squadron of C-9979 landing craft, a YV-865 Aurore-class freighter, several AATs, a Venator, an Acclamator, a Charger C-70, two Arquidens-class light cruisers, LAATIs and Cs, ATTEs, BARC speeder bikes, ATRTs, and a Flitnot speeder bike. Episode 12, Slaves of the Republic. In addition to the previous episode's YV-865, we also see Coruscant freighters, GS-100 salvage ships, Weequay pirate ships, Gozanti freighters, and a Bantha II class cargo skiff. Episode 13, Escape from Kadavo. In this episode, we see more of the ships from the previous episode, as well as a ELFL-class freight gunship, several unidentified freighters, Count Dooku's solar sailor, a Venator, an Arquitans, a Delta 7B, a squadron of Z-95s, several LAATs, a squadron of HH-87 Starhopper starfighters, 2 Pelta-class frigates, and an ATT. Episode 14. A Friend in Need. In the intro, we see Venators, V-19 Torrent starfighters, Y-Wings, Munificents, Recusants, Padme's J-type diplomatic barge, and a Coruscant freighter. Later, we see a C-9979 landing craft, a Sheathipede, a GX-1 short hauler, 2 CR-90 corvettes, an RGC-16 airspeeder, 2 Balutar-class swoop bikes, and a Kummer-class fighter transport. Episode 15. Deception. Episode 15 contains a prison repulsor platform, a new class attack shuttle, comfort ride passenger airspeeders, Praxis Mark I turbo speeders, numerous unidentified airspeeders, and a Taylander shuttle. Later, we also see a Panther police interceptor, a Gozanti freighter, and an HCT 2001 Dragonboat class Ryugo 905 freighter. Episode 16. Friends and Enemies. In addition to the last episode's Dragonboat, we also see RGC-16s, Coruscant freighters, a Gozanti, a YV-865, a YV-666 light freighter, a personal luxury yacht 3000, comfort rides, a WL-05 battle tank, HH-87s, a T-6 Jedi shuttle, and a Shekalith-class freight gunship. Episode 17. The Box. This episode has the same ships as the last one, plus a Sheathipede-class Type B shuttle. Episode 18. Crisis on Naboo. In this episode, we see Seraph-class urban land speeders, also known as flash speeders, a T-6 shuttle, a Naboo scout carrier, ATTEs, LAATs, RGC-16s, a Taylander shuttle, and the Sheathipede Type B from the previous episode. Episode 19. Massacre. Episode 19 starts with an HH-87. Later, we encounter an enormous separatist fleet consisting of a Providence, 2 Recusants, several DH-Omnis, dozens of Munificents, and several C-9979s. Later still, the fleet is joined by several Vulture droids, and the landing craft deploy MTTs, AATs, and defoliator deployment tanks. Episode 20. Bounty. In Episode 20, we see a Dragonboat freighter, an HH-87, an RGC-16, Starhawk speeder bikes, a Skyhook space station, bounty hunter Bosk's YV-666 freighter named the Hound's Tooth, and a sub-tram. Episode 21. Brothers. In this episode, we see a Terrapin-class bulk tanker, a GS-100 salvage ship, Panther police interceptors, Bark speeders, a Gozanti, and Delta 7Bs. Later, we see GS-100 salvage ships and some kind of unidentified salvage mech. Episode 22. Revenge. In the final episode of the season, we see Savage and Maul's stolen turtle tanker, an Eta-class shuttle, and an HH-87 Starhopper. And that's every ship and vehicle in the Clone Wars Season 4. As usual, let me know which episode and which ship was your favorite in the comments, and I'll see you next week. RFC, out.